So here we are. I'm so grateful that it's finally May the 4th in Australia anyway. Some of you are still waiting. I've just shared this on Facebook. So I hope that that this is all working. So let me just here we are. There it is. I'm getting some feedback already. That means it's working. Let's see if I can get it to go into a group. Oh, I don't think I can. So I'll just have to. You got it. That's good. I'm glad some of you already got the book. I know that I sent it early to a lot of you, which is good. So let me see if I get this live stream going. Technology is interesting. All right, we're good to go. Everything is working, which is fantastic. So officially tech is now set up. So I'm just here with you guys, and I'm so thrilled to I guess I'm mostly thrilled to say we did it. It's here. So I've posted the link in here for you guys to grab the book, and I'm just going to spend some time talking about it and celebrating this this moment, I guess, with some of my favorite people and people that really want to grab the book, and we get to change the world together. So there are a lot of you that already had the book. So who's already read the book? Because I gave it to a bunch of my certified coaching clients, and the feedback's been amazing. and that's really cool. Yeah, Nikki, I saw your review. Thanks, Sarah. Anthony, I saw your review halfway through, Dixie. Yeah, so it's very cool. So many people say, well, Chris, why do we need another book in this personal development or self-help industry? Like, why bother? And I actually thought about that before I released any of the Mag Mind programs, and before we even started conscious education. Like, why would I bother? And it just dawned on me in about middle of 2016 so about 5 years ago, that the personal development world just was missing something really big, like really big, a really like ginormous. And then once it's pointed out, it becomes so obvious that it was missed. Do you know what I mean? It's like it wasn't obvious, and then I've pointed it out, and everyone's like, that's bloody obvious, and it is obvious. And here's what was missed is that we do not need to fix ourselves in order to create a life we love. We're not broken. And that's obviously why I called it the book, is that we actually aren't broken. There is no need for something outside of us to have to heal us or fix us or improve. It's just that premise. It's actually a very new premise in human existence, and it's a very false one. It's really in the 1930s was when the positive, the idea of a positive mindset what first came out. And that's not that long ago, like that's not that long ago, really. If you think about humanity, that's very short. It wasn't like that. It wasn't about the individual. It wasn't about how you had to be something then you're not. It really wasn't like that. And that's quite an interesting thing to say. And so the book, it's really my, I guess it's really my journey of coming to that realization and then putting it together over the last, 5 years, firstly with myself and then with others, showing them how to actually connect to the part of them that they've kind of been denying. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a part of us, which I refer to as the superconscious. You can call it your higher self, the divine spark, creative energy, Bob, Sue, Jane, James, Jacob. I don't care what you call that part of you, but it's not, we're not talking about a supreme being. We're talking about an aspect inside of you that we just haven't had a working relationship with. And that's the key, is that you're not broken. You just haven't fostered this relationship. So you're living in a powerless way. Does that make sense? So it's like, it's not that you're broken. It's not that you're incomplete. It's not that there's something missing. It's just that there's this thing that maybe you're doing 2% of the time. You should probably be doing 80% of the time, which is using your superconscious. And so I'm thrilled with it. I'm thrilled with it. When I first came across the superconscious, I was in an interesting place in the world, and my life had really been shattered. After just over a decade of applying myself in personal development, I found myself completely, destroyed by losing my best friend and business partner. And I found myself in this real, this hole of just going, how did I create this? How did this happen? And that was the moment. And so you'll see, right at the beginning of the book, and it gets me a little bit of chills to say this, the book just says, to Dees, my brother, I miss you. And it's because the one positive of him passing was me needing to, really dig deep into personal development. And Dees actually gave me Robert Fritz's book in 2000 and I think early 2007 or 2006. He gave me the book, and he said, look, this is the book. And I've actually got, because at his funeral we had all his books, and I went through his books, and I actually went and grabbed his copy of The Path of Least Resistance. I've actually got his copy with all his highlights and stuff in it. And if it wasn't for meeting Dees and then our friendship over about 11 years, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have even thought about Fritz. And if I didn't think about Fritz, I then wouldn't have orientated all of my digital marketing and everything around structural tension. And I was teaching structural tension for a long time, but in a sales and in presenting capacity. And it was funny because I never really applied it or thought about it as a way to orient my life. And so, the book is me figuring out and realizing this huge hole. And so I really hope that those of you who decided, has everyone got the link? Has everyone got it? If you're in Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Asia, you should be able to buy it and get it right now. If you're in the US, Canada, we didn't realize this, but what happens is you can buy it now, but when it ticks over to Star Wars Day, May the 4th, then the Force will be with you. So may the 4th be with you. If you buy it, it will apparently populate in your Kindle magically when the clock hits 12:01 at midnight. So I didn't know about that. If I had, I probably would have done this call tomorrow so that everyone could buy it. But whatever. We're all gonna get it, and that's amazing. Now the physical copy is coming. The physical copy is coming. I have a box here of samples. And that's all that exists in the world right now. So these were samples, and we got them last Wednesday, the samples. And so we put our order in for to get all the physical books printed. And that's going to be about, well, we ordered them last week and it was about 4 weeks. So it's about 2 weeks till physical books are ready. But I wouldn't worry about that. Do me a favor and grab the ebook. It's $2. And just grab the ebook. If you're a certified client, I'm going to be sending you one anyway, a physical one, but just grab the ebook because it will help. It'll just help me, and you'll get it now anyway. And it's $2. And then when the book comes out, if you're in my certification, I'm sending you one, and others, you can buy it if you want to be able to hold it. But thanks for that. It's been quite a journey to create and write a book at the high standard that I put things to. I thought that I was finished. I thought the book was finished in August. Thanks, Sheena. Thanks. I thought it was finished in August, and that's quite funny. In September, because I was racing, it's my birthday in September. I was like, I'm going to get it done before my birthday. I'm going to have new choices. And about 3 days before my birthday, I got it back from the editor that there were 8,000 edits. 8,000 edits required, and I'll never forget going, all right, I'm not broken. I didn't pass high school, so I didn't finish high school. So it was actually quite, even in writing the book, I saw it to overcome some of my self-imposed limits, because I get 8,000 edits and I start triggering, oh, well, I'm not good enough, the books, maybe I should have just got a ghostwriter, you know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. 8,000 edits. I think, crap. So, being a person who never wants to be seen as not good enough, I'd already told a bunch of people that I was doing it. And I think that was a big part of it. I told so many people, so I was like, screw it. So then I spent 2 weeks going through 8,000 edits. And I was like, right, that's done. And that was like October, mid-October. And I'm like, right, it's done. I send it to them. And then they come back and they think that a whole chapter needs to be removed. There's a whole thing I need to do, another thing. And so it was a beautiful process. And I think those of you, there's a link. Could someone post the link to it? Someone, there it is. Thanks, Mia. Thanks, Alexi. Thanks, Rose. So that's really good. So what will you learn from the book? Well, first off, you're going to learn, and we go through the superconscious journey, which I find that in most of us, we need to know how we've ended up where we have ended up. And how many of my coaches, you've seen this diagram before, you're probably drawing it out for others as well. There's a reason that we're not just, limitation is part of this experience. Being limited is part of this experience. It's not something that we need to fight. Ego isn't our enemy. Self-consciousness isn't our enemy. It's our way for us to actually live in the world and orient in this world. And we need that. We need to be able to know hot and cold and light and dark and rich and poor for us to experience something. So we do spend a little bit of time going through, what we are and how we end up where we end up here. And I borrow one of Jung's words, which I think is a really good word, which is individuation. Individuation, the process of realizing and becoming an individual. Hey, Deborah, thanks for buying it. Thanks, Lana. Yeah, it's a very important diagram. I mean, it really sets up the whole work and the whole book, which is as you make that shift, that's the shift that we make from powerless self-consciousness to powerful superconscious. And that, to me, that was the shift that changed everything. When I realized that I am superconscious and self-conscious, and that I can transcend any of my limits, but it's me that creates it all. That was the start. That was when before I was doing MagMind, my other company, which was a marketing company, that was when that took off, and it went from 20, 30,000 a month to 50,000 a month to 100,000 a month to 200,000 a month. And it took off, but also my life took off. I started, instead of only working, you know, I got all my health got in the right place. And I started focusing on that, not from a place of I need to lose weight to do this, but in creation. Instead of putting off Harriet and I getting married, we got married. We bought the property we wanted. We were really in creation because I was powerful. Nice, Patrick. Love it, brother. And that was the shift. And then about, I guess, 2 years, 3 years after I really made the shift and really applied it to my life, I started to teach and share it with others. And I was so nervous. Like, I was so nervous to be a super conscious dude. Like, I didn't think, that's never something I thought I would be. You know, and who's seen the thanks, Sarah? Yeah, the bulk discounts coming. Who's seen the video of me with 2 women? I brought them out on stage, Sunshine Coast. A lot of you guys have seen that. Yeah. I think maybe what you don't know is I was absolutely certain it wasn't going to work. I'd never done it before. Colette, one of my mentors, said, don't do groups, don't do groups, don't do it. You're going to trigger it. She said, don't do it. I had never done it in front of an audience before. I'd never done it on a webinar before. I'd only worked with my team. And I was like, what? But I just knew I had to do it. And so I remember it. And where are my coaches? This is what I said to myself. I go, right, I'm going to bring them out and I'm going to bring 2 to hedge my bets. I'm like, I'm sure the process will work on 1. And then I said to myself, if it doesn't work, I'm just going to do some NLP processes. And so I was going to do anchoring and other things. I just had that in the back of my mind. If it doesn't work out, I'm just going to fall back and I'll just call it a loss. And I was really okay with it. I was so okay with it, with falling flat on my face, that it wouldn't work, that, you know, it would look silly. And, you know, there's I think about 80 people in the audience and they would all just think I was crazy. And I got so okay with that. And that is a really, 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 really big part of creation. Being completely okay with so I was completely okay. I was in the end result of helping them. They came out, I did the work, I did it. And if you watch the video closely, you'll see I'm looking at my notes. And some people still to this day troll me about it. They're like, if you know this so well, why are you looking at your notes? And I always think to myself, because it was the first time I was doing it. It's the first time I did it in front of an audience. I was nervous. I did not want to lose. You know, I'd only done it one-on-one, private, individual. I hadn't done it. And so I did it. And that video is now reaching about 12 million people have seen that video. And that moment just catapulted everything, you know, and that's it. So it was having that focus. From there, that was 2019. From there, everyone would have thought, oh, well, you've got this amazing video. You know, that must have been it. It wasn't. The video got edited and I kind of chucked it up on Facebook and nothing happened. It wasn't until November that anything happened. That was filmed, I'm going to guess, I think it was March 2019. I'm going to guess. It was definitely in the first quarter. Maybe it was February. And isn't that interesting? It didn't take off straight away. I shot because I was like, I'd done it. They got great results. It was awesome. We did a few others, if you've seen a few other things, and that was it. That was it. And then we were really in the end result. I was like, I want to launch this, and my team thought I was crazy because remember at that point I had a digital marketing business. Like, what are you doing launching? I even had a business coach say to me, "You can never scale a personal development business." He said to me, he goes, you can never scale. And this was a guy that I looked up to. My business is now 5 times bigger than his. He had a $3 million business. He said, you can't scale that. And now I've got a $15 million personal development business, just changing the world, because you know what? You can do it. You can do it. And so it didn't actually happen. And I spent all this money trying to make it work. Like, I forced ads at it. I did all sorts of things. And it was slow going. And then in November, I'm sitting in meditation and I just go, I've got this work that I know has transformed my life. And November 2019, and I'm like, I know it in my heart. This is the answer. I know it. And I get this really weird intuition to put it on YouTube and put it to the United States. And how many people are here from the US? Because, you know, it wasn't until I went on YouTube and the United States and put the video out. It was amazing. Like, the business, from a financial point of view, just went from about 60 a month in total, including the marketing's 80 a month. It just went bang. And there was $300,000 in November. And we just flat couldn't believe it. I think Rochelle's on here. At that time, we were doing just one-on-one sessions. Where's Rochelle? Rochelle's on here. She might be on here. I don't know. Rochelle ended up being so busy with recode sessions that we then had to turn it off. Do you remember that, Roche? I don't know if it was so incredible. She ended up with, like, she was like, Chris, I'm not spending any time with my family. I'm doing like 15 sessions a day. It was, and then Hannah's on here as well. And then Hannah Nyes had to jump in. They're just taking sessions, these two amazing women. Like, it was until they're like, we need help. And I think we reached out to Julie pretty soon after that to get us more help. And then I just decided, I said, you know what? I'm sure I can do this over a webinar. I'm sure I can do it over a webinar. And who's had a group session with me in this work? I was like, and everyone was like, I don't know. And I'm like, I don't know any other way. So many people are buying this. What are we going to do? So then I take it to this next level and I think, yep. And here's the premise. I want you to hear this. The reason why the recode works on groups is because we teach the person how to do it themselves. One of the things that is so interesting for me to watch is when I do a webinar and I put one up on YouTube, I say to people, make sure you listen to the education. Don't skip to the recode. Don't skip. I said, and you know what? Every day I have to delete someone saying, recode starts at 55 minutes and 13 seconds, and they have a timestamp. And I'm like, no, it's not me recoding you. It's me teaching. The teaching, first 50 minutes of the teaching that explains it to all aspects of you. That's why it can work on groups. And these people, they think they're so clever and they skip because they think I'm running energy or doing something. And so what I realized is the reason why it works on groups and the reason why this is such a big deal and making such an impact is because we're not taking power from people. We're not taking power from people. We're giving them the power by teaching it to them and saying, hey, let me tune into your field and give a few instructions, but it's you that's doing it. Does that make sense? It's you. So once we figured out groups, 2019, we did, it just kept on going. 300,000 that month, 250. And so then 2020 comes along and we all know what happens, but January 2020, we announced a huge United States tour. We're doing the United States. We booked hotels. We were all ready to go. Alexi and I were going to fly. Hannah was meeting us there. We were doing this humongous tour. It was supposed to start in March. And then old Rona came in and said, oh, no, you're not doing that. And so we were doing this big thing and we booked all these venues. We've actually still got money saved as deposits on like Hilton hotels in San Diego and Texas. And we've got all these deposits. I wonder how many years they're going to keep the deposit alive. But I mean, they couldn't do anything either. We all got slapped at the same time, didn't we? Molly still has her plane ticket. Yeah, people had plane tickets. Like it was happening. Like we were all ready to go. People were booking accommodation and then COVID hit. Now, one thing that did happen is we got to do the Australian event. So we got to do the Australian certification. We just got it in. Literally, there was a doctor there. What was her name? And she's telling us, it was Gillian Evans. She was saying, Dr. Evans, she's going, this thing's, it's really bad. Like, I'm in the industry, like it's, and I'm sitting there going, nah, they're blowing it out of proportion. We'll be flying. It's in 2 weeks. And we got the event done. It was right in March. Now, what happened is a guy that a lot of you know turned up. We did a 2-day Magnetic Mind event live, and then we did a 4 or 5 day certification event. And hey, by the way, if you've just joined us, you can get the book for $1.99. And there's a link in the chat. I'm sure someone put it here. Now, one man that I met changed the trajectory of the whole company, and his sister played a big role in this. At that 2-day, Julie Wood asked me, she said, hey, would I be able to bring my brother, Dean Adams, along? And Dean had been watching me, well, not watching, he'd been listening to me on YouTube and these things. And I said, yeah, sure, bring him along. Now, Dean, when he turned up, was blind. He was blind, he couldn't see, and had far more weight on his body than he does now. And he turned up, and he was sat in the back of the room. He didn't engage with the rest of the audience. And he just sat there, and he'd never done personal development before. He was super against it. He couldn't see, so it was hard to do the exercises, and it was a big struggle. So anyway, he did the 2-day, the 2 or 3 days, or whatever it was, and had a good response. And then about halfway through it, he had to actually leave. He couldn't handle it. It was so intense. So then when Julie asked me for him to come back for the next certification event, I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I guess he can. If he thinks he can handle it, he's welcome to. I'll help anyone. So he decides to come back for the certification. And just to make a long story short, you guys know Dean can now see. Dean can now see. He was blind when he turned up. And 3 months later, I was on a Zoom call, and Dean said something along the lines of, hey, Chris, nice blue shirt. Nice blue shirt. And I was like, oh, thanks. And I didn't think about it. And I was like, wait, what? What do you mean nice blue shirt? And he goes, I've gained peripheral vision in my eyes, or central vision, actually. I can't remember which one it was. And it was just amazing. And Dean, he knows, as I've told him many times, I didn't think that was possible. I didn't know what magic we were doing here. And you changed my life. And Dean changed all of our lives, because that's when I went, wow, what's happening? That's when I started to really investigate epigenetics and neuroscience. And what I realized is when we bring the power back to the individual, and we have them connect to the aspect of them that's creating it all, and they make those shifts, miracles happen. But they do it. They do it because we are a bloody miracle. We're a walking, talking piece of hydrogen and carbon. We're an absolute miracle. And our body wants us to, and when we live some core choices, this is when the core choices came in. Of, I choose to have a healthy and vital body. I choose to be the predominant creative force. And so that happened. And obviously we couldn't go to the United States and everything else, but we got one event in. So then everything went online. We started doing virtual events online. We made our certification completely online. And do you know what? It's been for the better. It's been absolutely amazing. People all around the world haven't had to wait for sessions. There's been amazing recordings. My energy levels have been far greater than if I had to sit on a plane and travel to here, there, and everywhere. We've been able to do more with less. Instead of flying Hannah from Germany, well, she's in Finland now, from Finland, and Rochelle from New Zealand, instead of trying to move people and all these things, we've been able to do it with such ease. I don't think we would, without the benefit of being able to say, hey, we're going to do this all from home. I don't think we would have been able to say that right now, over 10,000 people have had a recode session. 12 million people have gone through it. It's massive. We're bordering on 500 certified coaches. And so the whole thing is just bloody magic. It's magic. And it has absolutely nothing to do with me or my abilities. It's far beyond that. It's completely structural. And it's, it's going to be an amazing book. And well, it is an amazing book, but it's an amazing movement. Once I teach you in the book, by the way, I teach you the recode. The recode's in there. It's all here. For $2, you will gain access to your truth. It's absolutely freaking incredible. And so, guys, I'm so thrilled to announce this book to the world, and you're all a part of it. If you're on this call, you're part of the family, you're part of the movement. And this book isn't mine. It has my name on it. It came through me, but it is ours. And it is ours to get out into the world. There will be wholesale options coming out for all of those of you who are certified coaches. They're very, very cheap. Just pay for the paper, basically, and you can have this to send with your clients. The physical book is coming out, but right now we have a huge book launch to do. It's $1.99 for the launch. $2. I would love you to send that link to as many people as possible. For $2, why couldn't they buy one for everyone that they know? It's $2. My publisher won't let me leave it at $2 for that long because they actually want to make money. And so it's $2, okay, $1.99. Now, if you are getting the book in this book launch and you're not in any of our programs, you get to experience the 3-day magnetic mind event that Dean did that changed everything for him. It was a 2-day offline event, but we added a day and shortened the days for online. 8 hours a day at a computer is different than 5 hours a day over 3 days. Does that make sense? So we've made it 5 hours a day over 3 days. It's just much more enjoyable for all of us, me included. So we're doing it 3 days. That is coming up this month, 21, 22, 23 in my time zone and whatever it is in your time zone. So you do want to be at that event. All you need to do, anyone you know who wants to be at that event, they just have to get the book. They just have to get the book. That's it. So for $2, they get they get a book and an event. So if people that you love should spend $2. They should true. Like I can't think of a better thing to put $2 into than this, but I'm definitely biased. Now, if you're in our groups, those who spend $2 won't be on Zoom with us. We don't have the capacity. So they'll be watching as a live stream. And those of you who are actually paid CERT clients or Magma clients, you'll be on Zoom. So they will have a second tier ticket, but they'll still be part of it. They'll still get to ask questions and engage. So it is massive. I appreciate all of you. And that was everything I really wanted to say today. We did it. It's here. I wanted to mark the occasion with all of you. I've gone over time, and Hannah's got a superconscious intuition event that started 2 minutes ago, and I can see some people here going, how is this working? I'm supposed to be over there. So I will say goodbye and let you go there. Remember, you're not broken. You're absolutely powerful. Get this book to people that you love, even people you don't love. Get it to all of them. I don't mind. They all need it. Send this to your biggest enemy. Hope you don't have any, and just maybe they'll come around, right? So get it to everyone. I super appreciate it. You just got to send the link out. The link is a genius link. So it doesn't matter where in the world they are. It will translate to their Amazon. It's $2. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And big shout outs to all of you, the Magna Core tribe doing what they do for us, the certified clients, CEC team, of course, you freaking rock. Just big love for all of you. You've all been a part of this, and you have, hey, you just know you have magnetic mind, intuition, mastery. Have an absolutely great day. I'm going to be in the book launch group, going through different chapters and going through different things. And we've got a huge giveaway happening in there, which you'll all be very, very excited. So that's it for us for now. Go grab the book. Love you. Stay focused. Stay magnetic. Create a life you love. Let's do it. Bye, bye, bye.